Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please make it a point that you subscribe if you have not. And thanks to all those that have already subscribed. Thanks a lot, guys. Today we have the Honda Ballade on the channel and I'll be giving you more insights about this car. So there's quite a lot of things that I like about this car and there's just a few things that I do not like. In reality, there is no car that ticks all the boxes. There's to be things that you do not like about a car, even though it's a good car. So this is a 2021 Honda Ballade Elegance. So the Honda Ballade comes in three trims. You get the Honda Ballade Comfort, which is the entry level. You get the Elegance, which is the mid-spec. And lastly, the Honda Ballade RS, which is the top of the range. And that is to say, this Honda Ballade you're seeing on the screen, it's a mid-spec. There's people that have actually got to ask me questions about the car and everything. So the first one is, why would you buy a Honda Ballade in 2024? In answering that question, everyone must be aware that cars are bought for different reasons. Some people buy cars for fun. This speaks to performance cars, people who just want to have fun driving the car. Number 2, reliability. Number 3, practicality. Number 4, means of transport from point A to point B and to point Z. Honda is one of those brands that have been in the country for a very, very long time and have proven themselves to be reliable. Number 2, this car has got good practicality. The Honda Ballade is a sedan and only a few people are in the market for a sedan nowadays. Under the bonnet of this Honda Ballade, you'll find a 1.5-litre natural aspirated petrol engine with 4 cylinders and it produces about 89 kilowatts of power and 145 Newton meters of torque. Honda claims an average fuel consumption of 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers, and all I can say is that it is possible to reach this 5.5. Remember on the trip to Cape Town, when I got to Kimberley, I was averaging 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers. But when I came back, I was averaging 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers, and some of you said the Honda Ballade chows fuel. Doesn't at all. And by the way, I did not reset anything at this point. I left it as it was, from 6.2 to 5.7. Now we can draw a conclusion supported by evidence that the car is fuel efficient. I still did not reset anything and drove the car for 3 more weeks and the fuel consumption was 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers over the 2,800 kilometers. And there was a time when I was averaging 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers over about 128 kilometers. And you can now see that it is possible to get to the 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The transmission used in this car is a CVT, which is a type of an automatic transmission. A lot of car fanatics do not like CVTs at all, and I'm one of them. And that is because we know how a CVT gearbox works and the boring part about driving a CVT. But you know, if you do not know what a CVT is, you'll just see the car as a normal automatic. Now, the reason why I got to take the car knowing very well that it comes with a CVT was because it was selling at a reasonable price, or rather a lower price if I can say. It was actually selling for 235,000 and that is actually too reasonable. And at the time it had about 55,000 kilometers of mileage. This is where you get to see that it is more advantageous to buy a pre-owned car instead of a brand new. All brand new cars nowadays are very expensive. A brand new of this car will cost you 425,500 rands for the Honda Ballade Elegance 1.5 CVT. The Honda Ballade starts from 390,500 rands for the 1.5 Comfort CVT, which is the entry level. These CVTs are less enjoyable, more especially when you are interested in the performance. But as for me, I do actually enjoy it over driving a manual because sometimes I will be stuck in traffic and imagine how the situation would be if I was driving a manual. Now the thing is, you guys are not aware, but there's a lot of cars that come with CVT gearboxes and you're not aware they use CVT gearboxes. For example, a Corolla hatchback comes with a CVT gearbox. Kia Sonet has got a CVT gearbox, Corolla Cross. Quite a lot of cars come with a CVT gearbox. Even the Corolla sedan comes with a CVT gearbox. Quite a lot of cars. So if you are running away from CVTs, well, you might find those with a normal automatic transmission. But there is no point, more especially if you're buying a Corolla but you want it to perform like a GTI. It's highly impossible. Just rather stick to the CVT. And there is more advantages of driving a CVT because also you get to spend less on fuel as opposed to driving a normal automatic. Inside the car, you get this 8 inches touchscreen infotainment system, which is supported by Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also another system that is called MirrorLink. You can also use it to connect to your device. Now, I'm quickly going to demonstrate to you how you use voice command. How do you see that your car has got voice command? This feature over here is called voice command, the one you're seeing down here. So that is actually voice command, and then you use it to say out stuff in case you are driving and you cannot be typing on this touchscreen interface. So you will see this sort of option while connected with your device, be it Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So you simply click on it and then you can navigate to wherever you want to go. For example, now let me choose a location. Where are we going? Cape Town. Let's do this. Take me to Cape Town, please.
Navigating to Cape Town.
I had to say please because we must be nice to your system. But I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm just gonna click on the thing to also demonstrate to you on how you can use this button. So now you can observe the screen as I'm going to press this button. Take me to Santon, please.
Navigating to Santon.
Now I hope you can see how voice command works. So these are some of the features that we want in a car so that we can use them properly to our convenience. The car comes with this type of instrument cluster and there is actually no problem with it. It works perfectly fine. You will also notice that there is pedal shifts behind the steering wheel and they work perfectly fine as well, more especially on long distances. Someone commented on the Cape Town video that the Honda Ballade will be less enjoyable on a long distance drive because of the CVT transmission. But rather, we don't drive the CVT transmission on a drive mode, more especially on long distances, but you drive it on the S mode where you cap the gear ratios and use pedal shifts to control your gear ratios. So that is actually more like driving it in a manual way, but it works way much better than driving it on a drive mode where the CVT gearbox, the transmission itself takes over completely. I believe some of the things are well understood when demonstrated. I will do a demonstration and I'll post the video. This is the back design of the Honda Ballade. I like the design of the tail lights. You guys can tell me in the comment section which car do you think has more similar tail lights like this ones. You get park distance control at the back only, and it does not actually have a reverse camera. You only get a reverse camera in the top of the range model, which is the RS. In front, the car comes with LED daytime running lights as well as halogen headlights and fog lights. For those who may not be aware, fog lights are the ones at the bottom. They are very important to increase driver visibility. I put them on for demonstration purposes. The overall front design of this car looks very good. I do not have any complaints. Everything is well integrated into the front design. There is really nothing to complain about for me. I don't know about you. I also like the design of this front lights. It looks very good. So the RS comes with these ones, which look way much better than this. Space at the back seat is not a problem. There's sufficient leg room and headroom. There's 2 aircon air vents for back passengers as well as 2 12-volt power outlets. So back passengers are sorted in terms of air and charging their own devices. The Honda Ballade comes with about 506 liters of boot capacity, and that is actually sufficient. Instead of making this video too long, I'll make part 2 of this review where I'll be showing you everything around the car and doing some demonstrations in terms of how you drive, more especially using pedal shifts and quite a lot of things. You can also indicate if you'd want to know certain things about the car that I did not mention in this review. I'll definitely include them in the next review. Stay tuned for the next review. Do not forget to subscribe.